What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Market Watch here. We have some interesting things to look at. The market is actually going up in a lot of stuff is going up, and that's a good thing because for the longest time, I would say the better half of this year, 2023, the market has been stagnant or downright going down, and that is bad for sellers. I'm a seller and I'm also a collector. It's bad for collectors. Who it isn't bad for, it's bad for everyone because people don't even know what to buy, right? If the market is so low, then that means people aren't buying. There's no demand, so it's bad for the game in general. The demand going up is actually good for Yu-Gi-Oh as a whole, which is awesome actually. I didn't really think about it that way, but it's definitely good for Yu-Gi-Oh as a whole. So anyways, the ban list is finally here, they say. Kashtiras gone for good. It is not, my boys. It is not. Kashtira is a very versatile deck. Has very good main deck monsters. Doesn't really need the side deck monsters if it runs other cards to facilitate the extra deck. And I mean, like I said, doesn't even need them. There's some builds that use Runic mixed with Kashtira cards, and they don't use their extra deck at all, except for summoning some of the Runic extra deck monsters. So it is not gone, guys. I don't know, a TCG player doesn't know what they're talking about, and they have all the metrics too. They could definitely see that Kashtira ain't gone. Anyway, so we're gonna start here with Monstrous Revenge. A lot of the quarter centuries kind of are going down in price. This 𝗦𝗦𝗣𝗣𝗡𝗏 is going down in price. It's kind of obvious though. Quarter century rares, they are nice, but are they as collectible as Starlights? I think the market is kind of dictating that it is not necessarily. They're easier to get. They don't look as nice as Starlights when you're comparing the Starlight and the quarter century rare, both in hand. You will see that the Starlight is better. So I mean, it's nice to see the some other cards, right? Like Dark Hole would have never been a Starlight rare, I don't think, but now it's a quarter century rare. So it's nice that quarter century rare allowed some cards to be in this rarity. But you can see the market has dictated quarter century rares, unless they are like hyped AF cards like Lubion, Azus, IP. They are not going to be selling, and they're not going to be that expensive. I'm actually shocked that Dark Hole went up in price this significantly. I mean, when I remember I pulled two of these, man, and I was like, oh man, I pulled such a shitty quarter century rare, but the market has dictated there was some demand for Dark Hole, for the dankest hole to be in a higher rarity, essentially, because it hasn't really gotten that treatment, and that's really what the market wants, right? But the market has spoken. Quarter century rares are definitely not worth investing unless they are for a card that is cool, meta, or in their eyes deserving of it, right? Dark Hole is an iconic card for sure, so it is deserving of a quarter century rare. Anyway, so 𝗦𝗦𝗅𝗧 is definitely a card we need to look at, boys, because there's 35 listings, $20 for a quarter century rare. Did go down actually, but 35 listings, guys. And then if we go back here, we go to the secret rare. There are 73 listings for this, and also very cheap. So either whether you're looking at the quarter century rare or the secret rare, they are both very cheap, but the listings are kind of going down. Now, looking at the effect, it's actually a very interesting effect. It can, so it has, it requires 2+ monsters you control, special summon from the extra deck. Very harsh restrictions, but doable. Monsters your opponent controls with the same card type, fusion, synchro, xyz, pendulum, or link as any materials used for this card. Fusion, summon, lose attack equal to their own original attack. So they will basically be at 0 attack, making this card able to swing over them. And the secondary effect pop off. When this card inflicts 1,000 or more battle damage to your opponent, you can draw 1 card for every 1,000 damage you inflict. That is crazy. It's basically a pot of greed if you play this card correctly against the correct decks. Now, of course, you have to play this card correctly with against the correct decks, but that's still pretty good, man. And I think people are realizing this. That's why there's a lot of low listings. It's either that or it was very short printed, which I don't think. Looking at what I've pulled, the 𝗦𝗦𝗅𝗧 was easier to pull than Azus, than Neos, than even the Flame Wingman. But looking at other cards in here, Super Poly is going up in value as expected. Didn't get hit on the ban list. Probably will never get hit on the ban list. Like, let's be honest. Stop coping, guys. This card is pretty balanced, and it makes a duel is a little bit more interesting, to be honest, because I mean, you can't just blindly summon monsters and expect to win, right? There has to be some strategy behind it, and Super Poly makes you afraid of your opponent's strategy for sure. So it's $4 currently. I think it might go up depending on, it might be. We have a November set, guys, coming up. It might be reprinted in that set, which means that the price will indefinitely, it will go down. So hopefully they don't reprint it. Just, I'm being greedy here because I have a couple copies I want to move. But if it does get reprinted in the November set, it will go down slightly, and then it'll probably go back up. Let's be honest. Assault Synchron went down, and then it's kinda going up a little bit. You see it clawing up a little bit. There's a little bit more demand. I think it's because the seals were not hit on the ban list that much. I mean, like, okay, so let's be honest. Kashtira and B seals got hit. Yes, they did not get hit that hard though, right? They are very generic archetypes that don't lock you into that specific archetype in most cases. So you have paths going forward that don't involve pure Kashtira or pure Bestials that are still good and viable in this current meta. So people are buying out cards that are in that archetype specifically, or that facilitates plays in that specific archetype, because Assault Synchron was used in a D-Link deck very consistently. So people are still realizing that this card has potential, and the price is going up, right? Rite of 𝗤𝗡𝗡𝗅 went down so fucking hard. This was a mistake of a card to print in this set, and that is why you see the set being so cheap, because Konami does not know. I feel like Konami has different departments printing sets, man, and they're just disjointed and don't know what's going in and which set, basically. This is shocking to me. Book of Eclipse is being bought out. I feel like someone put this in a topping deck, and then people are just like, monkey see, monkey do. This card sucks, man. Okay. Change all face-up monsters on the field to face down to defense position during the end phase of this turn. Change as many face-down defense position monsters your opponent controls as possible to face-up defense position. When your opponent draws cards equal. So basically, it's not. Yes, it's a book of Book of Moon, right? Yes, on crack. Yes, has a really bad side effect. Yes. Why are people not looking at that side effect? Your opponent will be drawing cards. I mean, as a whole, the Yu-Gi-Oh community bitches about Max C, and now you're giving your opponent Max C like effects with this card. Like, come on, dude. There's a better alternative to this, and that is, what is it called? We'll get to that actually, because there's some buyouts for that card as well. This card, not worth it, guys. I feel like people will realize sooner rather than later than this card that this card isn't that good, when we have a better card that does basically the same thing, except doesn't give your opponent advantage in a little bit here. So IP Masquerena, yeah, everything else here is pretty trash. I do see 𝗦𝗡𝗧𝗏𝗡 getting bought out, and kind of not that much. I'll agree, it's not that much, but it has been going up in value, guys. Like maybe like 50 cents, but for this set, that's actually pretty significant and huge. 98 listings. We're soon to see some buyouts, and then we'll see like the true price of this card, because it's not that great, but of course hero players are hero players. Like, we are crazy like that, and we will buy expensive cardboard. Golden Rule, I think, is a secret tech in this set. It's a very good card, and I mean, you can see listings are disappearing, prices jumping. I think people are realizing it. Definitely worth investing in. But I think we're gonna move on here. To summarize this set, there are a couple things that you guys should be investing in. Primarily 𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏, Wingman, 𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Golden Rule, Dark Hole, maybe Assault Synchron if it's not out of your price range, and Super Poly depending on whether the November set prints it or not, and then Duality, of course. We didn't talk about it. It did go slightly down, but now the listings are disappearing. All right, we got to speed this up. The 2023 disappointment tins of Dueling Heroes. All right, so the ban list did give it a little bit more life. Objectively, Kashtiras Fenrir went up in value, which really disproves this Kashtiras is gone for good. It is not. Bestials also went up. Druid Swarm went up. Listings are going down. Again, they're not gone for good. This is probably one of the better pickups to get, in my opinion, because it's a generic card and it works off Super Poly really well. And the other card is Destructive Karma Canon. All right, so this is another contender for what we can replace Book of Eclipse with. So change all face, change as many monsters on the field as possible to face down defense position. Then if either player controls a face up monster, they must send face up monsters they control to the graveyard. Basically, it is like Book of Eclipse, slightly slower, yes, because it's a trap. However, your opponent gets no benefits, no drawing, and they must send, not destroy, their link monsters, which gets around a lot of protection of link monsters or just monsters in general, right? That have built-in protection. This card is a better Lunar Eclipse, and I don't know if the market has realized this yet, so it's definitely worth investing in for sure. There's another card in here though, similar effect, that is also worth investing in. I think these two cards are also worth investing in. Blue Eyes Yugioh Dragon and Illusion of Chaos. Illusion of Chaos was like a $30 or $40 card as a secret rare. This card was touching like $25 to $30 at a point. Listing wise, go for Blue Eyes Yugioh Dragon first, because it looks like the listings are going down faster than Illusion of Chaos. I mean, it is a pretty rad ass card. Definitely worth investing. And then as far as anything else in this set, we're going to talk a bit about, well, actually, Psychic End Punisher, man. Psychic End Punisher is another card worth investing. I think Dueling Heroes has good pickups. It's only a failed set because Konami made it a failed set. And what I mean by that is, if you buy sealed, you are going to lose money. Like, that's basically, you're probably going to lose money. Like, I don't want to make absolute claims here, but you're probably going to lose money because of the way they structured it. But there are individual cards in here that you can pick up and invest in and have a good time with. Psychic End Punisher is one of them because it is a very, very good card, generic as well. And I mean, for $1, what is it? $1.75, like a $2 card, 75 listings. I think it's worth picking up and investing in. Buckcracker as well, another really good pickup. Like I said, man, and I will stress this again, this is a failed set only because Konami made it a failed set. It could have been a great set. Anyway, so moving on here, another good pickup actually is Kashtiras Birth. Again, Kashtira is not dead. Kashtira can actually just be, in and of itself, a beater type deck because of the main deck monsters' amazing effects. I mean, they have amazing effects, and then their spells and traps can facilitate extending and all that stuff. Kashtiras Birth is one of those spell cards that will help you extend your plays with Kashtira main deck monsters. It is $1.25 here, and the listings are abysmal, man. I am actually probably going to be picking up some copies here. I don't like supporting like these whales though, but I might have to, man. Woo! Yeah, that's definitely a good pickup, guys. The other card before moving on here is Spellbound. So Spellbound, just like Book of Lunar Eclipse, prevents your opponent from doing shit. Except we'll go back here. Book of Eclipse turns your opponent's monsters face down, right? So it's not gonna prevent their link monsters from disappearing or from being linked away, right? And TCG players crapping out, of course. Oh my god. Oh no. This is great promotion here. TCG player, come on. Your trusted source in errors. Oh no. Alright, we are back, boys. TCG player sucks. We need a better alternative. Anyways, Book of Lunar Eclipse will prevent some plays, but it doesn't prevent all, like Fusion or Ritual. However, Spellbound does prevent a lot of other things. So all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls cannot be tributed, prevents Ritual monster summoning, and they cannot be used as material for Fusion, so prevents Fusion as well, Synchro, Xyz, or Link summoning until the end of this turn. So it's a harsher Book of Lunar Eclipse, and it doesn't give your opponents cards after the fact. Spellbound is way better here, guys. I have no idea. I swear the Yu-Gi-Oh community is just monkey see, monkey do. It doesn't really give it thought. Spellbound, much better choice, guys. Definitely worth investing. All right, moving on here before TCG player craps out again. Duelist, what is it, Nexus or Genesis or some shit like that? Nexus. All right. This set went downhill so fast, and now it has a resurgence, and that is great. So I actually did just get a box of Duelist Nexus for like 43 bucks, and I did a Will You Profit video up tomorrow, guys. Also, giveaway winners are going live tomorrow, and another giveaway going live tomorrow, so catch that tomorrow. now you can actually profit, and I did profit. Spoiler, I did profit from that video. This just sucks that quarter century rares are just so hard to come by. But what we're going to be talking about in particular is Unchained. So Unchained saw someone winning. I forgot who recently, and oh, look at that! How to beat yeah. It's a big bad guy. So why is Unchained popular, right? Well, first of all, it helps your opponent. If you're using Unchained, you can use their effects on your opponent's turn. So it's like interruption, right? The second thing is you can link away your opponent's monsters. Like that is fucking insane, right? You have interactions on your opponent's turn, and you can seal their monsters on their turn. They're basically like super poly, walking super poly cards, right? Amazing. And now they have new support. Unchained Soul Lord of Yama, 18 listings, guys. This card was $20 yesterday. Now it's 23. This card is poised to go up to at least $30 relatively soon. Of course, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some more, what are they called, listings. I think people will be listing more. Here's the thing, right? I think people will sell cards if the price is right. So if the price keeps going up on Unchained Soul Lord of Yama, people that have the card and even want the card are going to get rid of the card because they're going to be like, man, I want that $30, you know? Like they were holding it because it was a $10 card, but now it's a $30 card. They're going to list it, and then we're going to see more listings. So I don't think we should just look at the 15 listings here, but holy shit, man, $23 already. Also, we have another good, what that I'm told, the deck, the 𝗦𝗧𝗧𝗦𝗡 deck, and the 𝗦𝗧𝗧𝗦𝗡 King of Phantom Beast is $15 with 117 listings. This set came out like, I mean, this is the most recent set, so it's within 2 months, I believe. And there's already some hype for cards in this set. And we did just get the ban list. None of the cards that enable Unchained or 𝗦𝗦𝗧𝗦𝗡 were hits that I know of. So I mean, this is good for this set and definitely worth picking up. There's some good investments in here. Runic main, I think, is a decent investment. I've been seeing some people buying this out recently. Not exactly sure why. I'm not a Runic player, but it's there, guys. It's not a it's a worthless secret rare, but compared to other secret rares, it's not that worthless. We also have Crimson Dragon, which actually I think went down. That did go down, but that's not the Crimson Dragon version we want to see here. It went down. It was around $15, and now it's around $10, which you hate to see it because it's a really good looking card in person. But I mean, this set still has some life in it. 𝗦𝗦𝗧𝗦𝗡 Fusion, even this card could be a $5 super rare depending on how the 𝗦𝗦𝗧𝗦𝗡 deck goes. I mean, there is some hype for this deck for sure, and I'm loving it. Anyway, so let's take a look at some individual cards here. So we're going to look at Fenrir real fast because TCG player says that it's dead. Well, not really, because this card went up in value by $5 from the tins. But also, let's look at the ultimate rare here. That wasn't it. Let's see, Fenrir ultimate rare. God damn, man. Look at that shit. Oh, yeah. Kashtiras is dead. TCG player, man. You gotta sit down, man. It was $30. Now it's $53 within like a day. TCG player, shut the fuck up. You don't know shit. You got all the fucking stats too. You don't know shit. All right, let's move on here. Secret Village of the Spellcaster is also interesting because this card has been getting bought out in different waves for the longest time. And actually, I didn't even know it was printed this many times. Holy shit. But we're going to look at Magnificent Titties over here. How many listings? 89 listings already, guys. That is pretty crazy. There's some demand in here, and the reason is this card is fucking broken. No idea why this hasn't been hit in the ban list. I guess people don't realize it. It's out of sight, out of mind for a lot of people because there's no decks using it. But this card is broken, and I mean it deserves banning. But if we're investing here and Konami hasn't realized its potential, then it's definitely worth investing, guys. I mean, 89 listings from Magnificent Titties at 90 cents, definitely worth picking up a couple copies, forgetting about it, coming back, 6 months from now and seeing it at like $3 and selling them. All right, so we got two more Dark Crisis 25th anniversary booster pack. That's right. You guys are insane. This set is probably one of the worst reprints, and I mean, I guess because of Exodia, I don't know. You guys are hyping this up way too much. One whole pack is $10. So imagine this, right? You open up a box of the 25th anniversary uh blisters or whatever, and then you get a Dark Crisis. You already have $10 there plus the promo, which is around $5 to $10. You're already at $15. So you're getting a lot of the packs for free essentially. This is actually kind of interesting. And the only reason I think this pack is this high is because it wasn't one of the ones that got it in main set, right? All the other ones did get a booster box reprinted except Dark Crisis. So we're seeing this booster go to the fucking moon, man. Holy shit. All right, so another thing we have to look at, and we have to make our case here. Pressured Planet Right Soft, cash money, baby, going up in value. Again, TCG player, you have all the stats and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is definitely either, if you guys need it, I would say pick it up as soon as possible because it's 32 listings. And the thing about all of these cards that I'm featuring, guys, is I don't know when they're going to be printed anytime soon because we don't have any information for any other sets besides the November set, basically, right? We have some structured decks, sure. We have some special editions, I guess. We have some OTS releases, whatever, but we don't have main sets. So when are these cards going to be printed, right? Maybe the beginning of next year, maybe even like 3 months into next year. Who knows? So it's definitely worth picking up now, investing in it, and then selling them off later when they jump the shark. And I think that is it. That yeah, we'll end it there because this video is long as fuck, man. I have so much. The market is crazy, guys. The market is insane. I haven't done one of these. I should probably do these more often because, man, there's some good shit going on right now. Catch you guys in the next one.